Soha. Soha Housing's Hometalk magazine for residents, autumn 2025.
Kate Waring, Chief Executive, writes, "Welcome," and says, "I hope you've had a good summer." From activities during Great Big Green Week to Oxfordshire Play Association's Play Days and 2 local prides, our community teams have been very busy over the summer. They've really enjoyed meeting lots of you at these big annual events, as well as at the regular drop-ins and ever-popular skip days. Here are a few highlights in the summer events section later on. Easily the most momentous thing that's happened since the last Hometalk, and by far the biggest investment that Soha has ever made in its 28-year history, was the launch of Soha Response in May. If you haven't yet met one of our new colleagues, you may have seen their striking vans around your neighbourhood. The people who get that show on the road every day are the schedulers, who we meet towards the end of this magazine. By the way, did you see that we held the second in our Ask Us Anything About series in July? It was about Soha Response, and 2 key members of staff answered the questions you put to them. These sessions are an opportunity for you to put your points of view directly to senior staff without waiting for big do's such as the AGM, which we just held on the 4th of September. We have another 2 Ask Us Anything About sessions in the pipeline. Dates and topics are in the news in brief shortly, along with more new snippets. We're 6 months into our next 5-year corporate plan, and one of the commitments in it is to help people live in homes that are suitable for them, neither too big and possibly energy inefficient if children have moved on, nor too small if more have come along. We call this right-sizing, which we talk more about in On the Move later. There's also a reminder about the process of mutual exchanges should you want to swap homes, even out of the Soha area. Finally, could I remind you to spread the word about the Soha Community Fund? You can hear more towards the end of this magazine. This fund can give grants to charities, volunteer organisations, or non-profits to get a project or community event underway, which would benefit Soha residents. As September is often the time for new schools, and children may be taking another step into the outside world, you might find yourself wanting to do something new yourself. If so, you may be interested to know that Soha residents can also apply to the Community Fund to kickstart courses or training. I wish anyone in your household heading for their next big adventure the very best of luck. If life is tough and you think there's something that Soha could do to help, please ask. Kate Waring, Chief Executive. P.S. Usually we send you our annual review, our formal update on the year's activities, separately, but this year we're saving postage of around £7,500 by putting 3 publications in one envelope. Please get in touch with us at housing@soha.co.uk or free phone 0800 014 1545 if it would help you to have a translation of Soha communications.
What you're telling us. TSMs. All housing associations collect the same data about satisfaction the same way. The result is the Tenant Satisfaction Measures, which we publish in full on our website. Here are some key points for you and for us. It's important we know where to improve. Where do the scores come from? Every 3 months, Soha's research agency, Acuity, talks to around 300 renting residents and 60 or so shared owners. We choose those numbers because they represent the proportion of the total number of Soha households. Tenants are asked questions about 14 aspects of our service, and shared owners are asked about 2 because they receive fewer services from us. Here is where, in April to June 2025, tenants told us we're good compared to the midpoint of other housing associations we benchmark against. By the way, finding out how other landlords did always lags a bit behind our own data coming in, so we're showing you the midpoint for our peers for the year to the 31st of March. Feeling that you're kept well informed? Soha achieved 83% against others 73%. Feeling that you're treated fairly and with respect? Soha achieved 85% against others 78%. Feeling that Soha is easy to deal with? Soha achieved 86% against others 73%.
And here is where tenants tell us we're not doing as well as we would want. Satisfaction with repairs in the last 12 months. Soha achieved 73% against others who achieved 77%. Satisfaction with the time taken to do repairs. Soha achieved 70%, others 73%. See Soha's full results at www.soha.co.uk/tenant-satisfaction-measures.
The regulator of social housing keeps a very close eye on the tenant satisfaction measures, TSMs, recorded by every housing association. Every social landlord must, by law, publish their results on their website. You should be able to find the TSMs of any housing association you're interested in by making a search on that term on their website. All of Soha's results, not just these highlights, are at https://soha.co.uk/tenant-satisfaction-measures. Listen to the annual review, which is included on this recording, to hear about resident satisfaction for the whole of the last business year.
News in brief. Cash for your community. Did you know that Soha will pay for improvements to your neighbourhood? If it could do with a new bench, street party or community garden, anything that your whole community could enjoy, you can apply for a grant of up to £500 from our Members Forum Estates Improvement Budget. The main things to consider are that it must benefit Soha tenants or their children, and preferably the wider community too, and that you deliver the project yourself. A panel of estate staff and 2 residents will consider all applications, and if you're successful, you'll get your money as soon as possible. Chat about your ideas with our estates team or fill in the form on our website at www.soha.co.uk/involving-you/my-community.
Our website, www.soha.co.uk/help-in-your-local-area, features an interactive map showing what help is available to help with the cost of living. You can search by both town and service to find community larders, free meals, baby banks and more. It's also worth looking at Soha social and events on Facebook, as we publish one-off cost of living event information there when we get it. We are already getting in touch with providers in preparation for winter 2025-26. We'll update their details as we get them, but if you know of an organisation offering support, please let us know so we can tell other residents about it too. Contact the Soha Communications team on communications@soha.co.uk at any time, and we'll publicise it.
Social landlords like Soha already have a duty to keep homes fit for human habitation and to meet the government-set Decent Home Standard. A piece of legislation coming in October 2025 will make this a more urgent priority still. The first focus of Awab's Law, as it's known, remembering a 2-year-old who died after prolonged exposure to damp and mould in Rochdale, will be to make sure social landlords remedy damp and mould or emergency hazards within 24 hours. Eventually, the law will also cover private rentals.
We've produced a series of quick films on YouTube/Soha Housing by our damp and mould specialist technical officer. They're full of tips on how to avoid mould, how to combat it with home remedies if it's there already, and what Soha will do if it just won't shift. If you see it, report it. Please take a photo if you can. We can always zoom in to see the problem, says Lee. But a good photo from a distance away will show us the extent, and it's even better if you can tell us the dimensions of the room for ordering the initial mould wash.
Ask us anything. A great way to talk live to the decision makers within Soha without leaving home. Residents are invited to put questions to senior staff on 2 more topics in the coming months. On Wednesday, the 5th of November, it's Ask Us Anything about energy saving and keeping warm in winter. And on the 26th of January 2026, it's the home ownership team in the spotlight. Watch out too for an Ask Us Anything about communities in early spring. You can get the invitation to all of these on our social media posts or by ringing into the communications team at Soha on free phone 0800 014 1545. If you can attend, you can ask your question live. Otherwise, we'll put it for you.
That winning feeling. Every month we hold a prize draw among residents who have chosen to become members. Visit www.soha.co.uk/membership. Congratulations to the February to September winners of a £50 supermarket voucher each. Michelle in Henley, Jennifer and Anthony, both in Wallingford, Phil in Didcot, Jack in Didcot, Pauline in Didcot, and Patricia from near Abingdon.
Now's the time to test your gas boiler, even if it's a really warm day when you're listening to this. If you fire it up briefly now and find there's a problem, we can fix it before you need it during cold weather. Call us on free phone 0800 014 1545 if you discover a concern.
Housing disrepair. When you have a repairs issue and you think we're not doing what we should, the quickest way to get the situation put right is usually to make a formal complaint at complaints@soha.co.uk or by ringing us at no cost on free phone 0800 014 1545. Some residents prefer to use a specialist disrepair company to take up a case with us, but taking legal action comes with a risk. Last December, a resident was ordered to pay Soha's costs of nearly £7,000 when their case against us was unsuccessful. Find out more about the disrepair claims against Soha in the last business year in the section How You Said We Did in 2024-25 of the annual review delivered with this magazine. We know that there are lawyers marketing themselves in Soha's areas and recommending you use them rather than come to us. Read some important information about disrepair claims before you decide if this is the right route for you at www.soha.co.uk/disrepair.
Would you still like to receive Hometalk by post? The next edition of this mag, in early 2026, will be the last we send to every household. Soha Scrutiny Group, made up of residents who investigate Soha services, recently took a long look at how Soha communicates with residents. They want to be sure that posting Hometalk is good value for money. After Christmas, we'll ask you to actively opt in to receiving it by post or by email, whichever suits you best.
On the move. Help to downsize. A home that's too big for you can not only be a drain on your energy, but on your pocket too, especially if you have a large garden. If you're on universal credit or housing benefit, you may also be paying bedroom tax. We've committed to helping you if you want to downsize. It's win-win for everyone, as it means a home becomes available for a larger family, possibly one that's already overcrowded. Would you like to explore this? We will be able to offer you a payment of £750 if you release a home with one extra bedroom, £1,000 if you're moving out of a home with 2 bedrooms you don't use, and £1,500 for 3 or more. Help with decluttering your home and/or getting your garden straight for re-let. And we may be able to provide assistance with any of the logistics of moving, like organising a removal company. Help to settle into your new place with a grant for redecoration. Chat to our lettings team if your needs have changed and you'd like to downsize. Get in touch on lettings@soha.co.uk or by phone at no cost on free phone 0800 014 1545.
Mutual exchange. You can still claim the financial incentive to downsize if you organise your own home swap. Our big tip is that HomeSwapper, with a large pool of people from all over the country registered on the site, is your friend. You can make a private arrangement by, for example, advertising for a swap on social media, but we find that these are more likely to fall through than exchanges organised via HomeSwapper. That's because Soha can keep tabs on the process better and so help you to move faster. The timescale for a mutual exchange is laid down by law, and we guarantee a decision on your application to swap within 6 weeks.
Summer events. Summer events included Come On In at Tame Market, a stand at Oxford Pride, a litter pick at Didcot, creativity at a Disability Action and Awareness Group meeting, building homes for bugs during Make a Difference Week, play at the new Petanque Court in Berrinsfield, planning the planting of trees at the Oval in Didcot, Oxfordshire Play Association play days at Benson, Berrinsfield, Didcot, Farringdon, Henley and Witney, and children's craft activities at Elm School, Farringdon. If you missed out on meeting your local team over the summer, you can see where they'll be in your community on the Soha website. Check out www.soha.co.uk/events. Maybe there's something you think they should see, or somewhere they should be holding a drop-in. Just call them at no cost on free phone 0800 014 1545, asking for the neighbourhood team, or email neighbourhoodteam@soha.co.uk. Get to know the specialists in your community team at www.soha.co.uk/localities.
Knock knock. You can always ask us for a home visit, but there are several occasions, such as gas servicing, electricity or fire door inspections, all of which are Soha's legal requirements, when we ask you to give us access. These visits are all about taking seriously our responsibility to provide you with a good quality safe home. Hometalk met up with surveyor Ashley when he visited a home to do a stock condition survey, also something we have to do by law. Stock condition surveys. At Soha, we aim to visit all our homes at least once every 5 years to record data about the key elements of your home, such as the kitchen, the bathroom, the heating system and so on. If one of our own in-house surveyors or technical officers contacts you to arrange an appointment to carry out a stock condition survey of your home, please try to be in to show them round. It won't be a long visit, 20 minutes max. If you can't make the time we suggest, please let us know so we can rearrange.
Ashley said, "You don't have to tidy up for me to do the survey, and you can just get on with your own thing while I do my checks. I want to be as little inconvenience to you as possible, but if I can help while I'm with you, I always will. One of the things we do on a stock condition survey is check the scheduled next replacement dates are correct. We'll change the dates in our system if necessary. We also look at anything that affects the energy performance of your home. For example, whether you have double glazing and loft insulation, and the type of heating system you have. We want you to have a comfortable home that is energy efficient and cheaper to run. We're managing a program to upgrade Soha's least energy efficient homes over a couple of years. We've been doing these surveys for 3 years now and have been to over half of our around 8,000 homes. We want to get 140 surveys done a week. As we intend to visit every home once every 5 years, it's a bit like painting the Forth Bridge, but we're pleased to do it to ensure your home stays in a good state of repair.
Don't wait for us to contact you. If you have safety or repairs concerns or want to explore having an aid or adaptation due to disability, please get in touch. Our aids and adaptation policy has been revised. Find it on the Soha website alongside all our policies at www.soha.co.uk/our-policies or call us for a print copy on free phone 0800 014 1545.
Tenancy reviews. A tenancy review is a short home visit from someone in your community team. They're an opportunity for you to talk to them about any additional needs you or any member of your household may have, and to find out more about the services and support we can provide. Housing officers don't make appointments for these reviews, as they'll often do them when they happen to be in your street for another reason already. They will always show identification.
Who's there? Staying within the law with your doorbell camera. Many of us are now fitting door cameras that record both video and sound. If you're using one of these for reasons of your personal security, you don't have to comply with the UK General Data Protection Regulations. But if the camera can pick up images beyond your boundary, like shared areas, public pathways, neighbours' homes, and/or gardens, or even a street, you do have responsibilities. You should put up a sign, a homemade one will do, saying that you're using a CCTV type system and that you have turned off the sound recording function. Please don't forget to actually do that. Please bear in mind that anyone you record could ask for certain things, for example a copy of the footage, or for you to delete the footage, and legally you would have to do that within 1 month of them asking. There are legal rules about what you can and can't do if you want to install a CCTV camera looking out from your home. These include what happens if you want to share the footage on social media, which we strongly urge you not to do, or with Soha. We've written some guidance which is on the Soha website in the Alterations and Improvements section. The privacy notice at the foot of every page of www.soha.co.uk sets out how we process your personal data. We went into more detail in the winter Hometalk. You can find it at www.soha.co.uk/publications. You can ring, write to or email us with your queries, and the phone call costs you nothing if you use free phone 0800 014 1545. If you prefer to email, contact Richard, the Data Protection Officer, at dpo@soha.co.uk. He and Sam will be pleased to help.
New Homes News. This is about the first step in an exciting collaboration between Tame Community Land Trust, TCLT, Thame Town Council, South Oxfordshire District Council, SODC, and Soha that will bring more affordable homes to the town. TCLT is a group of passionate volunteers who first got together in 2018. The Trust identified the site near Windmill Road, secured it for housing and got the planning permission needed. Cue the partnership with Soha. With our development expertise, our ability to come up with the finance to deliver the scheme and our access to social housing grants from Homes England. Together we'll build 31 new homes, 16 for social rent and 15 for shared ownership, to net zero carbon standards. The rented homes will be allocated by SODC to people local to the Thame area or those with a strong connection. We're forecasting the homes to be ready in spring 2027. It's the third time that Soha has worked with a community land trust, previous projects being in Oxford and Hook Norton. By partnering with this kind of small but ambitious organisation, we make reality out of a community's vision of local homes for local people. New releases of 2- and 3-bedroom shared ownership properties at the popular Chiltern Grange development in Benson available to reserve off-plan now. Contact sales@soha.co.uk or find more homes to buy on www.sohahomeownership.co.uk.
What a difference a day makes! Meet the scheduling team who get Soha response on the road each day. The team is led by Steph Haynes and include Abby, Connie, Katie, Naomi and Lee. Steph Haynes, scheduling team leader, says, "The very first thing we do at 8 a.m. is to check all the materials needed that day are on the vans or waiting to rendezvous with our trade operatives during the day. Then we make sure that all our colleagues are logged on and either at or heading to their first appointment. If anyone has called in sick, we'll do our best to move the schedules around to ensure that all the jobs that have been appointed are covered. Our scheduling is automated and dynamic. That is, the jobs get shuffled around so that they're allocated to the nearest trade operative. Sometime later we get a list of tasks that Orbis, our out-of-hours call centre, has put through to us, raising any jobs, scheduling another appointment, and ordering any parts as needed. From about 11 a.m, we're ringing round residents who've been given a morning appointment to update them on the likelihood of the job happening within that timescale. Repairs can overrun if an unexpected issue arises, so we ask any residents still waiting if they can hang on a bit longer at home or if we should reschedule for the following day. Throughout the day we input orders raised by technical officers. If they're visiting a home and report an emergency to us, we make sure that it's given priority and reschedule the routine appointments around that. From about 3 p.m. we're monitoring how appointments are going and if we'll need to ask for a resident's understanding that we'll have to reschedule. All 6 of us absolutely hate letting people down, but we'd much rather call a resident with bad news of a delay and take the understandable irritation on the chin than have an operative just not turn up. Our trade operatives, most of whom joined us from the contractor's MD, have had to settle into a whole new way of working, including using a lot of tech to order parts and materials while they're on the road, and, if necessary, calling us to book in follow-on appointments while they're still in the resident's home. If it's a 2-appointment repair, maybe the first was to measure up and the second to actually carry out the repair, we make sure that the same operative is booked to do both wherever possible. All the schedulers sit together with the response management team here at the Didcot office. We feel we've got the lie of the land now after 5 or so months. We're more confident now about what is the right amount of what sort of stock to carry on the vans, as well as knowing the individual skills and talents of the trade operative. After the first few months of feeling our way through getting a brand new service on the road, we're very optimistic about the future for residents. Meet Bo. Bo Rickaby is Managing Director of Soha Response. We asked him what excites you about heading up this brand new service to residents, and he replied, because it's just that, new and entirely focused around the customer experience. Soha is a bit of a pioneer as the majority of social landlords still use external contractors. We then asked Bo, how do you spend your time outside work? He said, I coach junior Muay Thai martial art and practice it myself. I spent a lot of time playing cricket with my son in the summer and spend a lot of time being a very willing chauffeur for my daughter. And, we asked, your favourite film of all time? Difficult. My daughter and I are working our way through a huge list of must-sees to arrive at our top 10. Every genre is on there, from comedies to thrillers.
Soha's Community Fund has been around since April 2025. It's given cash to things like children's entertainment for a free family music and food event at Cholsey Cricket Club, funding towards a community cafe in Tame Town Hall for people to meet others over a free drink and snack, rental costs of PAT testing equipment at Sonning Commons monthly repair cafe, camping kit for girl guiding in Henley and surrounds, garden supplies for Oxford Head Injury Services. The project or purchase just needs to provide a service, initiative or event that addresses a need in the local community and benefits Soha residents. If you get together with other residents, you can apply for cash. Or maybe you know of a local voluntary and community group, charity, social enterprise or not-for-profit organisation anywhere in Soha's area. They can too. Do you or someone in your household want to improve their skills and job prospects with training? The fund could also support you. Get in touch today. All the info on criteria and the amounts on offer are on the Soha website at www.soha.co.uk/soha-community-fund. Our Soha. Soha Housing's Hometalk magazine for residents, autumn 2025.